Hello and welcome to KnowledgeBank.pro. My name is Andre. I head up a business intelligence think tank called AVG, and KnowledgeBank is our non-commercial project where we use this KnowledgeBank.pro platform to share some of our IP, labs, data, samples, and other things that would be very useful if you'd like to get good at Power BI and Microsoft Azure Stack. In this video, we will talk about how to implement a perfect price-value mix PVM calculation using DAX. This is a part 3 of the series, but it's a standalone part. If you have not seen part 1 and part 2, no worries, you could just watch this and get up to speed. I covered this topic a little bit more in depth in part 1 and part 2. So if you watch this and you still have some questions, some areas where you could use a refresher, then maybe going to part 1 and part 2 would be helpful. But my objective with this video is to have it be fully self-sufficient. You don't need to see anything else. You could just watch this video and you should be good to go to implement the PVM calculation using DAX. In my prior videos, I went a little bit deeper into different scenarios of how price-value mix works. So as part of this, we have an Excel file where you could place with various price and values combinations. So where in our case, we're comparing this year in green to last year in, what is this, dirty yellow. And you could see here in a blue PVM how different values will be automatically recalculated. So if you do need to get really deep into that and kind of see different test cases of how you can check whether your PVM calculation works perfectly, then you may want to watch those videos, as I'm not going to get too deep into this here. So let's jump right into the problem at hand. So as I talked about before, the most important thing to understand PVM is this red box over here. So everything that we're trying to figure out is hinged on this average price for our product for last year. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out at what grain we're going to be doing our price value mix. So in our case, we are doing the grain of product. You could do a customer mix, you could do it at a brand mix. So you could have a different options as to at what level, the level of granularity you choose. Once you figure that out, you can calculate the average price would not differ, but the mix numbers might. And so the most important thing is to figure out what that average price is. And how do you figure out average price? That's very easy. You just take the revenue last year, divide by number of units sold last year, total volume, and that'll give you the average price. The next thing that we need to do is figure out what our mix was. So if we sold 2 units, one of each, then our mix was 50-50. The next thing that we need to do is we need to calculate a few things for the actuals for this year. So here we calculate price this year, or rather this year price is entered so that we could create different scenarios. So we have our volume, revenue, we have mix. So here in our case, we now sold 3 units, 2 of unit B, 1 of unit A, and then our mix has changed 33% versus 67% rather, sorry. And now the next thing that we do is we calculate what the mix would have been with the new volume, but using the last year mix. So last year everything was broken 50-50. We sold 3 units, therefore the volume at last year mix is $1.50 for each product. Now that I have my volume at last year mix, I can start putting together the rest of the components necessary for my formulas. So here in the orange box, I calculate my deltas. In the price column, I see the difference in price. So in my case, price didn't change, so it's 0. Volume difference, nothing's changed for product A, but we gained 1 in product B. We see the difference in price, so this is the variance in revenue. And here in this column, we calculate what is the variance between the volume at last year mix and volume this year. So I call it a volume gain, right? So this year gain from volume gain. So gain. So in our case, product A, we should have sold 1.5 units. We only sold 1, therefore we lost half a unit. In product B, we were expecting to sell 1.5 units. We sold 2. Therefore, our mix gain is 0.5 of a unit. And now, if you have all of the stuff pre-calculated, we now are ready to calculate our price and volume and mix impacts. So the easiest one to do is the price impact, because the formula is very trivial. The way we calculate price impact, we take our volume and we multiply it by a difference between price this year and price last year. And we do that for every product, every row in our table. We sum it together, and that's how we get our total price impact. How do we calculate a perfect mix? Well, it turns out mix formula is also very simple. All we need to do is take our units this year mix gain, which is this column right here, and we need to multiply it by difference between the current price of the product, because we're going to do it one product at a time, and the average price. In my prior videos, I explain exactly and play with different scenarios to show you how that mix is calculated, what constitutes positive mix and negative mix. So if this is not 100% clear, I refer you back to my prior videos. We will drill more into this as we start looking into the Power BI report, and I will explain how that mix works. Overall, the mix calculation is very simple, right? So as long as I know my units this year mix gain, multiply it by difference between the price last year and the average price of the unit, and then add it all up, and I'm going to get my mix impact. The volume impact is actually the trickiest calculation. And the reason it's tricky is because, as we said before, it's this average price, right? So the whole idea of price value mix method described here is to figure out if I'm selling units that give me a positive mix or negative mix. And how do I know that it's positive mix? If I sell the unit which is priced higher than the average price, and I sell more of them, then my mix is improving. If I'm selling units with average price which have a price less than average price, and if I sell more of them, then my mix will get worse, and I'm going to have a negative mix variance. Therefore, the way we would calculate the volume impact is also will be dependent on the average price. So as you can see, the volume impact formula is a little bit complicated, and the reason it's complicated is because we want to calculate the volume impact that not only totals correctly, but also nets for every individual product. So what happens in my prior video, the formula that I was trying to explain was you gotta do the difference in volume, and then you multiply by average price last year, and that'll give you your volume impact. That is correct at the sum. So if you don't care about volume impact at the product level, at the individual line item, you just want to understand from my portfolio of product, I've calculated my mix, and now just figure out what my volume impact. All you need to do is you just multiply the delta in volumes times average price, and that will sum up correctly at the sum, at the total level. However, if you implement just that line item by line item, you will see that the total by line item is not exactly correct. So how much do you need to adjust it line item by line item so that it all totals correctly? Well, that's the second line in the volume impact. So what you need to do to calculate volume impact is you do the average price times difference in volume, and then the difference, and then the second part is you need to deduct price last year minus average price last year, which is similar to the calculation we do in mix impact. And then you multiply it by volume at last year mix minus volume last year. What happens is this second part, when you implement it for all of the products, cancels each other out as it sums up, and you end up with this neat volume this year minus volume last year times average price. So again, for the total, that's enough, that's all you care about. If you want to do it at the line item level, then you need to add this second half. As a part of this lab, you also get a Power BI desktop file that has a sample data set, and all the calculations are already implemented here. So what we're going to do is go through all of those calculations so you can see how they work. So let's take a look at how this Power BI model is set up. So here in top left corner, we have our average price last year. It was 95 cents. So what we do is we calculate a price last year measure that calculates what the price was, and all we need to do is just divide revenue by volume last year. So the formula here is very simple. The next calculation is price difference to average last year. Very simple again. I just take my price and I deduct average price last year from that. What is my average price last year? Well, that's very simple as well. I just use my calculate function, calculate my last price. The only thing that's important here is whatever it is that is going to be the granularity of your PVM. You want to make sure that you use an all function and calculate it for all products in my case. The reason I'm doing all products is because in my grid, I'm putting product name in the row. So it's important for me that I'm able to calculate the average regardless of what product goes into the rows. Okay, let's keep going. So we have our units last year, that should be easy. Revenue last year is easy. Let's take a look at mix last year. So the way we calculate mix, we just divide our units last year times total units last year, and total units last year is a very similar calculation that you saw before. Calculate units last year for all products. So then we calculate all of them similar measure, but for this year. So we have our price this year, units this year, mix this year, revenue this year, units this year at last year's mix. Let's see how that's calculated. And as you can see, to calculate units this year at last year mix, all I need to do is multiply total units this year times the mix of last year. The next metric, the most important one, is units this year mix gain. Let's see how that's calculated. Turns out that's also very simple. All I need to do is, I know what my units this year are, so I'm going to deduct units this year at last year mix, the prior calculation, from my units this year. And now we're ready to start to implement our price value mix calculations. So let's start with price. So remember how I said that you need to implement that calculation one row at a time and then sum it up. The way we do it is by using a SUMX function. So for every product that we have in our grid, so we use values function to give us a list of all the products, we're going to calculate this, then we're going to sum the result. So what's this? Well, that's exactly the formula that we used before. So it's units this year times the price difference, which is price this year minus price last year. Let me flip into the formula so you can get a better reference. So just to remind you, the formula for price impact is volume this year times price this year minus price last year. Okay, here's our mix calculation, the perfect mix calculation. We're doing the same thing. So in our case, I'm not doing values because product is at the product grain. So I'm giving you just some different options. The idea here is to generate some good questions. So again, we're gonna, for all of the products that we have, one product at a time, we're gonna now calculate the mix formula, which is we're gonna multiply units this year mix gain times by difference of price of last year minus the average price, and then we're gonna sum it all up. So let's take a look at the formula again just to refresh the math. So the mix formula is the second one, mix impact. It's units this year mix gain, which is this column over here, and we're multiplying it by difference between price in the current row of last year minus the average price last year. So for product A, we're going to be multiplying minus 0.5 times 1 minus 1.5. And now the most complicated calculation, and that's the volume impact. So this looks a little bit more complicated, and again, I like to challenge you guys a little bit by adding little twists in the calculation. So the reason I'm playing with variables here is because I'm just trying to tune it and make it as performant as possible, so I don't have to calculate certain things twice. So let's take a look at the formula again. So our approach is we do the volume difference this year minus last year and multiply it by average price. And then we adjust it by what's happening in the individual line item level, and that is the price last year minus average price last year times volume at last year mix, which is this column, minus volume last year, which is this column. So we're multiplying difference in volume by average price. This is self-explanatory. And then the second piece is we're adjusting for what's happening on individual level. So we're taking the difference in price for each product and multiplying by a difference in 2 years. So we're difference from this column minus this column. So that's exactly what's happening in this DAX. Volume this year minus volume last year times price average, plus volume this year at last year mix minus volume last year times price last year minus price average. And that will give us a perfect volume calculation that will net perfectly for every line item and also will sum up perfectly across all of the products. So technically that's all you need to be able to build a perfect mix, but I figure it'd be useful if we go through some of the examples in the data set here to see if our calculation actually makes sense. So for example, let's take a look at the first line. We see that price last year is 23 cents and our average price is 0.95 cents. What does that mean? The more I sell of this product, that means that I'm selling more of low revenue, low price product. That means if I sell the same amount of units this year and last year, and the only thing that's changed is I sold more of product 0109, that means that my revenue will shrink because I'm selling more of low-priced units. So let's keep following the lead. So we sold 108.7 million last year, and we sold 102 million this year, which means that we sold fewer of them. So that tells us right here that we're selling fewer of bad quote-unquote items, so we should have a positive mix. So to calculate exactly how much positive it will be is we need to do the all other restatements. So what we're saying is at the last year mix, we should have sold 108. So we're 108.1. So we're going to compare volume this year with volume this year at last year's mix, right? So it used to be 11.8%, now it's 11.1%. So we're going to restate 917 million of this year at this percentage, and then calculate the difference. So we lost 6.1 million. So we sold fewer, and we sold fewer of a bad product. Therefore, we got a negative mix. Now we sold fewer of the product, therefore our volume is going to be red. And by the way, we're saying that the price is in red. Why is the price in red? Well, because the price used to be 23 cents and now it's 13 cents. Okay, at this point, you're probably saying to yourself, okay, enough, Andre. Looks like the calculations are fairly simple and they work perfectly. All we want to do is just get our hands on the Excel file and Power BI file, and we're ready to do it ourselves. Because I'm still working on a couple of more pieces in the series, I'm not going to post these files quite yet. So it'll be probably another couple of weeks until I make these files available on my blog, because I'm still making changes to them. However, if you're really impatient and you need to get your hands on these files right now, what you could do is you could go to knowledgebank.pro, register using your work email, and then you use Microsoft Teams. Once you register, you'll get an invite, accept the invite, and then in the Teams, you will have a drop-down in the top right corner that allows you to switch your tenant from work tenant to KnowledgeBank.pro tenant. Then from there, you could go into channel files and download all of the files that I'm showing you here. Now, when you register for KnowledgeBank.pro, we never spam you with emails. We don't do any follow-ups. This is a non-commercial project for us. It's just a secure way for us to communicate. If you have questions, then you can post your questions there. I respond to questions there on a more regular basis than I do on my blog. And the only reason I'm doing it is just so I don't have to deal with trolls and keep everything kind of professional. So I hope that I've achieved my objective to demystify price-value mix calculation. As you can see, it's not that hard. It takes a little bit of DAX knowledge and a little bit of math, and it's very much doable. Hope you found this video to be interesting and informative, and I'm looking forward to see you come back very soon. Bye.